Hello everyone, it's Mrs. Curran from the library. Just wanted to show you a new Google extension that I've been using lately to create my works cited and bibliography papers. Normally we use something called citationmachine.net, but since we all have Google accounts, this has actually been even easier than that. So let me show you how this works. So the first thing you want to do is to open up a tab, go to Google, you're going to go to the Google Chrome store and look for an extension called My Bib Google Extension. Okay, and it's going to take you to the Google Chrome store, and you can open it up to see if it's the one we're talking about. And this is the extension we're looking for, My Bib Free Citation Generator, and you want to add it to Chrome. So once you add it to Chrome, it'll give you this little icon here in the corner. Always going to be on your toolbox. It's not going to go away unless you go in and remove it yourself, but I don't want to because it's very convenient. So once you've added it to your school Google account, it will always be there. Now let's see how it works. So my first article here in researching for my paper is from history.com, and I've looked through it and I think it has some great information for me. So I want to copy here the URL or the web address, and I'm going to turn on the app. So click on the MyBib app. First thing it asks you is what style are you going to be formatting your paper in? So you might have APA for sciences, you might have Chicago for history, you might have MLAs for your English teacher, but we're going to do MLA. We're going to do the 8th edition. So I'm going to turn that on. Now notice it's done a few things for me. The first thing I really like about it is that it's helped me with the credibility level of this website. And it's saying this is a credible source, you can have confidence and use it, which is great because it's always difficult to determine if that's the case. The second thing that it gives you is the citation for your works cited page in perfect MLA format. And the third thing it gives you is the in-text citation, where you can add that right into your paper. And at the end of the sentence, if you directly quote it or paraphrase something from the website, you can put that at the end of the sentence and add a period. So if you're only doing one citation, you can click copy and then paste it over into your Word document if you'd like to, but I actually prefer to do it a different way. So let's go back to that, turn on EasyBib, and we're going to save it to our project. Now, MyBib actually has its own website too, so you can either use the icon or go directly to the MyBib website. That's fine. And you'll notice here it is, my citation here. You'll also notice that it gives you a project folder called My First Project. And once you start using this, pretty much all of the citations go into this folder. However, what you should do is to start making your own folders so that you can organize all of your research. So I'm going to make one on the American Revolution, and then I can drag and drop my citations there. So this one, I'm just going to check it, and I'm going to actually move it into my American Revolution folder to keep myself organized. So far I have one citation. My teacher said I need at least two, so I need to find a second one. So I can click here on Create Citation, and I can paste in a website from here if I'd like to, or I can look up a book, a journal, a video. And if you click on more, there are more types of media that you might be using for your page, so you can add it that way as well. Okay, remember it here is the style that we're using. So let me add a second one since I have a tab open here. So I'm going to click on this second one, and I like this article because it was a primary source document. So I'm going to copy, and I'm going to turn on the app again. Now again, here's some interesting information. So MyBib, since it's a computer program, isn't sure if this is a credible website. So I can click on information and see why. And what it's doing is it's telling me that it doesn't know who the author is. The computer did not see the author on the page. However, if you go back to what you should always do if you get this credibility checker, you should go back to the website to ensure that, number one, you read the About section to find out if the website has credibility. And this is the Library of Congress, so I know it does. But in checking to see why it didn't think that the website was credible, I find kind of funny because what it doesn't realize is that this is a primary source document. The document was written by George Washington, and I can click open the link to read even further about his paper. So that's how I can double check that this is a usable, a credible website that I can use. So now I'm going to add the second one to my project. and it's going to ask you which folder do you want to save your project to. So I only have two, and I want it in my American Revolution folder. I can add the citation, and now I have two citations here for me. Okay, these buttons over here are pretty simple. You can go right to the website if you wanted to go back to it. If the period ended and you need to get back to the website that you saved, it's right here. The other thing that you can do is to copy an in-text citation, as we talked about before. So if I click on that, when it's done, it's copied to the clipboard, the in-text citation. So I can go up to my paper and say, for example, here I am with my MLA formatted paper. And say, for example, I directly quoted from this website. So you can see here that I started with the quotations, I ended with a quotation, and I have to give credit to the source. So now I can just right click, copy, or Control V and paste in that citation. So it tells me where it comes from. So notice here, it gave me the parentheses, it gave me quotations, and it refers back to that article. All I have to do is put a period at the end. Okay, so that's why the in-text citation is such a great thing on that tool there. So that's really nice. Now, from the Show Options button, you can actually click on it and open it up and add some quotes that you found from the article. You can add some notes that you made here and then save those notes, and those will always be attached to the website that you're going to use, which I find very convenient. When you're completely done, you can, of course, go in and delete out these websites that you're not going to use anymore, but if you never needed to add it an author or a publisher, you can click and edit, and you can add in an author's first name and last name or any other information that it might be missing. So you have all these options as well. And also, too, here's another way to get to the in-text citation from here or from the top. Okay, so feel free to do that. And the other thing you can do is to click on the share button. And if you turn the sharing on, you can actually use this website here. Copy it, and you can email it out and share your bibliography with anyone you need to share it with. So that's another way to do it too. But if I am completely done with my Works Cited page, I don't want to format it. I want to use this, fully take advantage of this website. I can click on Download Bibliography, and it's going to say, well, where do you want it to go? And I want it to go into my Google Drive. So I'm going to click on my Google Drive, give it a second, and it will tell me here, we have saved your bibliography. We've titled it My Bib. It always starts with My Bib and then the name of the folder from here that we created. So if I go over here to my drive and just refresh it, it should be the most recent thing that we did. And here it is, My Bib American Revolution. So you just want to open it. And remember, on your paper, MLA format does say the proper format is to insert page numbers on page 1, but if your teacher or professor tells you not to number the first page and just start with page 2, that's fine, but you would do whatever your teacher had told you to do. Okay, so it looks like the last page of my paper is page 3, and I'm going to open up my Works Cited. And now notice, I did not format this. My bib did it for me. It gave me Times New Roman, size 12. It double spaced everything, and it also gave us what's called a hanging indent, meaning the first line of the citation is all the way to the left, and the second, third, and consecutive lines go in about a ½ inch. So that tells my teacher that all this information is from one site. And notice it has alphabetized by either the author's last name or the name of the website. And so now it's perfect. The only thing that I do have to do is to insert my page numbers. And I know it's going to be page 3. And I want it to be on the right-hand side. So it started with 1, but of course I need it to be 3. And I'm going to add my last name, or I can also write my ID number if my teacher uses that instead. But I'm going to use my last name, capital letter, a space, and it will say a 1, but I actually need it to say page 3. And one more thing before you're done, just highlight it and make sure you're in Times Roman size 12 so that it matches the rest of the paper. And click outside, and you can do File or Print or Control P on the keyboard, and now you can add that to your paper. All right, and remember here, the icon will always stay until you remove it. You can also go to mybib.com and log in with your school email account, keep it with your school email account, and make as many folders here as you want to keep your research nice and organized. I hope this helps. If anyone needs extra help, I am more than happy to sit down with you and we can start using this site. So hope it helps. Thank you.